I'm just going to kick off today. I'm going to give an overview of the Shell drop statistics for last year, so the year end 2018. Pretty high level, but just wanted to sort of communicate how we've gone in our Shell operations. So if you go to the next slide, Joe. So in 2018, in total, in our Shell operations, we had 175 dropped objects. And of those 175, we had 32 incidents that we call RAM4 plus. And basically that for Shell, that means a high potential. And a high potential basically means that we felt that it could have caused a fatality. Of those 32, very happy to say that none of them did. We did have one or two injuries, but none of the incidents reached their full potential. Now, if you look at the graph, you can sort of see it per month, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 12, that's the months of the year. And actually in 2017, we didn't do so well. And we had a bigger focus on dropped objects prevention last year. And we still measure in dropped objects our high potentials and our total dropped objects. We still do it on a frequency, just to try and level out the activity levels. So you can see that the top line, the black line, the overall number of dropped objects, that didn't really change. That's pretty much stayed the same. But what we were happier with in 2018 was that for the high potential incidents that we did see a decrease in the frequency. So you can see over the year there, we've gone from 1.2 down to 0.8 by the end of the year. So we did seem to make some improvement on the number of high potential dropped object incidents. And then if we go to the next slide. So what I wanted to share with you really on the next slide is that if we look at the...
Sorry, just 1 second. I'm not sure why it's not... there we go. Right.
Yeah, no worries. Why does Shell continue having this focus on dropped objects? If you look at the little pie chart in the bottom left-hand corner, we still see almost 70% of all our high potential incidents come from a dropped object of some description. So yeah, that's, it's just over 2/3 of all our high potential incidents are a dropped object. Obviously, we still have other high potential incidents, usually involving, if I looked at the list of some of the other ones, well control issues, road transport still being an area of high potential incidents, and line of fire, predominantly to do with pressure. But yeah, 70% almost are dropped objects. And if we look at the spread of those dropped objects, the rather colourful pie chart gives a spread of the different areas that we see dropped objects. So I think I'll just bring your attention to the lighter blue colour in the right hand segment, and you can see we're of the high potential dropped objects. So of the 32, only 4 of them were associated with a static dropped object of equipment coming out of the derrick. So actually quite a low number. The biggest part of the pie chart there with 6 is equipment at height, but not from the derrick. So from other areas around a work site. So we had dunnage from a crane rest dropping. We had an anode from a jack-up leg dropping. We had a sheave in the subbase in Nigeria on a drill ship dropping. So it's still equipment at height, but not from the derrick. So really just to raise people's awareness that for a dropped object inspection campaign, that it needs to go further than just the derrick. I really need to cover a larger area, whether it be through hazard hunts or through your systematic inspection program. Other things to mention, as you can see, that in the darker blue towards the top there, we had 5 dropped objects to do with movement of equipment or loads. So 3 were to do with land transport and equipment coming off the back of trucks, and 2 were associated with offshore baskets. So still that sort of backloading, whether it be offshore or onshore, still causing issues. Another area that we continue to see problems with is tubular handling as well. So we had 4 incidents related to tubular handling. 2 were related to the elevators, and 2 were related to handling tubulars with a forklift truck. So still an area of concern. Similarly, working at height. So there you can see it's called portable. I spelt wrong. Portable tools and equipment. So again, working at height, and yeah, interesting there that maybe not typically what we see, but you know, one of them is that when we didn't even recognise where we were working at height, so working at different levels on an installation. One when we actually dropped the equipment we were working on, and actually only one associated with the tool dropping. And the final one I'll point out is the derrick travelling equipment. So this is when you get moving parts involved. So obviously the blocks moving, leading to collisions. So equipment clash, the blocks descending uncontrolled, or some kind of projectile from the movement involved in the blocks moving. So a whole wide range. And you know, one of the webinars we did last year was on the shell drops manual, and the revamp we did last year. And obviously our dropped object prevention scheme covers all these areas, and not just the traditional static equipment coming out of the derrick. So that's really it. That's just my overview of where we are in Shell. Now I've kind of coerced Seadrill and Sephora into presenting some of the incidents that we have had in Shell operations in the region over the last few months. So Jeff and Benito are going to talk about them to give a bit more detail and some more information about the type of things that we've been seeing. That's it from me, Joe.
All right. Thank you very much, Sarah.